Never wore boots, never once played in the street. Feel very bitter, get our news off of Twitter, just can't handle defeat. You saw the surprise, the fear in our eyes, Donald became president. Scream, this can't be true, America's through. To the same spaces we went. I've got friends in safe spaces. If you don't go with us, then you must be racist. That's our catchphrase.
And we are live
Again?
Yeah,
They brought us back.
they haven't kicked us out yet.
How are our numbers looking? The last I saw the graph that you showed me, we had a 200% increase.
It's a 300% increase at the moment.
300% over February.
Yes,
And this is my birthday, March.
it is.
My daughter's birthday is the Ides of March.
Is that my number one fan daughter of yours?
That's Courtney. It's my youngest.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, wait. Let me change her name to the Sea Girl.
Okay.
I'm not trying to throw you out there, but I mean, as it turns out, you may get some fan letters, you may get some hate mail. I don't get none, but hey, that's the way it works.
Speaking of that, we'd love to get some hate mail from you. putong@gmail.com.
I need to get the passwords for all that so that I can kind of. Do we have any hits there? No.
There's some.
Maybe email is kind of a thing of the past. Well, let's just drop that.
You can. It exists. There's comment sections on all of the opportunities to listen.
Why don't
on
you just
Stitcher,
feed us in?
on Stitcher, on iTunes, on Libsyn. There's comment sections. Feel free to leave a comment there. We're on Facebook with our tens and tens of fans there. We now
I don't know how to access any of this.
Yes, I
so
know.
don't blame me if I don't cuss you out for your negative comments.
We are on Twitter. We're getting that together, and we'll be terrorizing the world with that
We
here
gotta
shortly.
share more.
We're going to share more.
We need to we need a third person to kind of take over some of these responsibilities for us. If we're going to
social
sell
media
this
manager?
thing, yeah,
I got
we kind of need somebody who can say, look, you need to handle this, you handle this. You know, if we get hits, I need to answer them as quick as I get them.
Sure. Well, they all come to my phone.
Because that's the way that the passion comes out.
Sure.
Hit me with some bullshit, and I'll hit you with some bullshit, but I won't offend you. You know, I'm not going to call you any. I'll never call anybody a name. You'll never be offended, but you'll at least understand where I'm coming from.
I may offend a liberal. I may offend a snowflake. You may melt. It could happen. All right. So back for. Is this our 10th episode?
No, it's week 9.
Which is our 10th episode because there was inauguration.
Yeah, I hate the first episode, dude. When I listen to that, I think to myself, really, I'm trying to create somebody that everybody can hate. You know,
just be
across
yourself.
the board. Yeah, and that's basically what it turns out to be.
That's pretty universal.
I'm a libertarian, as it turns out. That's how I voted anyway. Just for anybody who's out there who thinks that this pro-Trump thing is, from anywhere, I'm a libertarian. I'm not exactly excited about the candidate that the libertarians put before me because the dude was a little bit goofy. I won't name names, but
Gary Johnson.
I mean, all right.
He was
yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, so given the Democratic nominee and the Libertarian nominee, it really left one that at least had. But dude, I'm tired of this dude. I'm tired of him. This bullshit today with this fucking Obamacare 2.0. You know what? I'm real disappointed. I tend to agree that the tax issue should have been solved first, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get into something personal with me because I'm living it as we speak right now on this date.
Okay.
2016. I have no health insurance. None.
Okay.
I have none. I can't afford it. The reason is I'm going from 2 incomes to 1, and I've got to sustain. I've got to carry, which means I have to make cuts.
Sure. Understand.
I spent $0 buying into any kind of health care at all, period. On
Right.
the gamble that I'm going to be okay.
And you're not okay because you got fined basically from the government come tax time this year.
So what you're telling me is that because I spent $0 putting into Obamacare, no, the Affordable Care Act. Let me just, it's not
That's
Obamacare.
anything but affordable.
It's, I don't even understand. You know why? You know what I don't understand? Because I do not fucking participate. I'm not in it. I didn't go to the doctor. Nobody, I didn't spend anybody's money. Nobody. I spent nobody's dollars. No doctor, no insurance company. They don't even know who the fuck I am. And I'm going to be penalized because I did not spend dollars.
Look,
I'm scared to fill out my taxes. I hadn't done it yet. Producer Ann is about to have to take over this project. You know why? Because I'm in fucking horror. I did not need any health care in 2016. Nobody received anything from me. I requested nothing from nobody. And I'm going to be penalized when I do my taxes. And I'm not fucking happy about it.
understandable. Can I just ask you one question? Did you have car insurance for the entire 2016?
Well, yes, because my car is in lien. I must have insurance.
Even if it wasn't,
Even if it wasn't.
you still would have had insurance, right?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a human being. I don't want to be pulled over and be asked questions about fucking insurance. Yes, so you're right. Yes, I will carry insurance.
Okay. So
Yes.
did you use it?
No. And I didn't get any rebates because I didn't fucking use it. Nobody has a claim against me. Nobody. I've got the cleanest driving record. I would put my driving record against most of the Georgia State Patrol officers out there on the fucking road.
The ones that T-bone people and kill people and do all those other horrible
Yeah.
things. No, just checking.
My driving record is impeccable. I have a charge. You know what my charge is? Because I fell behind on my fucking child support.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. You know, you ask for something that's not obtainable, and then you get fucked, and then you're in Georgia.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what? I'm 100% legal. But at some point, there was a charge brought against me that required that my license be suspended. I didn't know this. I'm on my way to work. It's funny because I saw the goddamn state patrol pulling past my house one way than the other. And this is something I've never seen before. This is when I lived down there in High Falls.
He was stalking you.
They knew where I was at.
It's a conspiracy.
Right. I had an employee who lived on my property who was like 100% alcoholic from day one.
Uh-huh.
And we kind of supported each other's habits, as it turns out.
Okay.
Shout out, George. If you listen to this, hey, George, we had some good times. We had some fucking bullshit times because you like to get too drunk and then dive off the back porch head first into a concrete block. You're 6'6", dude. That's not ever going to work in your favor. But hey, I lived it. There you have it.
6'6", keep doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Be 6 foot under. Anyway, all right. So we're several minutes in already, and
Still
we
having
already-
fun.
And
Are you about to change the tone, or are we going to keep rolling as we go?
We are simply going to move ourselves on track, and we're going to start doing our
Local.
segments, local news, and we're going to start
You
moving
want
through
local?
that.
We got a guy down in Sandy Springs in $1 million house who has
Oh yeah,
6 hostages that, you know, were not happy with their working and living conditions. Some people would call it human trafficking. I would call it slavery. But hey, you know,
I would say it's someone who likes to party.
Yeah, sent some of his bitches to Jamaica. No, the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, to get
to
their-
have some injections so
and
that we could
augmentations and
increase the
such.
booty, the lips, the bust, the whole
to increase the
blah
booty
blah
that
blah
the
blah blah
booty
blah
brings.
money making. I mean, evidently he kidnapped her as a fucking stick figure and wanted to inject plastic into some other orifices. But I mean, you know, you have to do that when you run in a bitch house. You got to do. If you're living in a $1 million house and you're going to run
In
your
a gated
bitches, they
community.
need to bring in some bucksuses,
Yeah.
right? Wouldn't you think?
Bucksuses.
Yeah, you know,
Bitcheses,
yeah,
bucksuses.
You gotta do what you gotta do to make the ends meet. You know.
You're fucking. You're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. You are absolutely nuts.
This cat, his name's Kendra Roberts. The judge earlier this week, he dismissed 11 charges against this individual. Well, the grand jury pulled up and they said, nah, we're going to reverse the judge's decision. We're going to go ahead and charge him with it. Which means that this dude is basically what I would call a human trafficker with gang ties and
He
affiliations.
looked like he had gang affiliations.
I don't know what he looked like. I don't look at pictures because. But let's see. Let me read on.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. That game's just about on. Hey, Home Depot is an Atlanta-owned corporation.
Are you doing a spot for Home Depot? Are they sponsoring this portion?
Well, they're being sued.
This portion of Since Trump brought to you by Home Depot.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You might want to edit this. Home Depot is being sued
Well, they probably deserve it.
because their contractors are not exactly what they're doing to ensure that the lead-based paint that they're removing some of the older houses.
But how are they being sued? They use third parties. They use Red Beacon. Well, I really threw you off on that one, didn't I?
Who is Red Beacon? First of all,
Red Beacon's like Home Advisor. Any of these third party organizations that
they're a third party. So what you're saying is the contractor has a contractee who does the job, and then when the contractee does their job to the point to where they're leaving lead-based paint chips on the driveway of houses that they're remodeling or repainting, that the kids can get to, that Home Depot is not liable for that? Or are they?
Well, I think that's what the argument is. I think that's why they're being sued. It's like, hey,
So it's
we
a
want to-
non-issue.
Well,
we don't know
no.
enough about the fucking case to where we can actually bring it up.
No, what I'm saying is,
But they're leaving-
They're making the argument of, well, Home Depot recommended that we use Red Beacon, and
I don't know anything about what the fuck you're talking about with your high security clearances. I don't understand your technological fucking jargon.
it's just the name of the company that they did use. I don't know if they still do, but
Well, let's
it's-
back it up to the point to where idiots like me can understand.
okay. So
So they contract out to contractors in the area where this work needs to be performed.
they have one national account
Wrong.
with one company.
No, they don't.
And that company
No, they
subs
don't.
out everything
I
else.
just read the shit, dude. They do not.
And they've changed their
Wow.
process.
So what you're saying is that what Home Depot does, they sell out the phone answering service to Red Beacon, and they pretty much send out the contractors.
Yes.
So what's going to end up happening in this case is that Red Beacon, if they exist, they're going to be sued because Home Depot has a contract that says that whatever calls you answer, you'll do this and you'll dispose of the lead in a proper manner so that kids don't get their fucking brains sucked in.
Right. So what?
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. So what happens with that? Like, and we can go back to the car thing because the car thing is an easier thing. So say you get into a car accident, right? Somebody hits you. Somebody rear ends you, right?
Okay.
And you're injured. You have
That's
a
the only way it would happen.
Right. Okay. So you're injured. You were rear-ended. Wasn't your fault, but you're legitimately injured. I'm not suggesting people sue people just to sue, right? But what I am suggesting is that if you're injured, you should be taken care of. And so part of the taken care of is getting paid for your doctor's bills and stuff like that, and some pain and suffering if you had some legitimate pain and suffering. So what happens there is you sue everybody. You sue the person that hit you. Yes.
No. You can't clog up the goddamn judicial system that way.
That's
you can't
how the
sue
process
7
works.
entities for one accident, dude.
Yes,
you
you
can't.
can.
No,
That's
you
how it
can't.
works.
Not in a real world. Not in a world that's fair.
That's
you
how
can't
this
do
shit
that.
works,
Fuck that.
dude.
You can't hire 7 lawyers to prosecute one case. No, this is what's wrong in this country.
I agree. We're too litigious. That's what's wrong with this. But it is the way it works. You sue everybody.
That makes you a fucking worm, dude. I'm
not suing people.
You're a fucking worm. You're suing everybody. You're splitting one case into 7 different fucking cases.
You sue everybody. That's what they do. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not practicing it. I'm telling you how it works.
Well, anybody who's associated with this form of litigation is a fucking worm. That's just my opinion. Sue me. My name is... Yeah, whatever. Fuck you.
Moving on. Back to topic. We are...
What's the topic?
I don't know. My eyes
Hey,
hurt.
anyway, this guy who's been kidnapping these girls, there was 11 charges that the judge dropped that the grand jury go ahead and said, we're going to hit him with them. He went from $800,000 bail to now he's not getting out. This is North Fulton County. He's going to be up there. If we were filming 60 Days In on A&E,
Yeah.
he would be on an episode upcoming, or he would be in a separate cell. I'm not real sure what the fuck is going to happen here, but this dude, this is a case of what happens in a country that has an international airport so that you can drop off your human trafficking trash and make us look bad. We can do it that way if you like, or we can clean this shit up. I mean, you got to do it one way or the other. The first way to do it is to just make everybody know that it happens. Moving on, your turn.
My turn. Well, it's not state, but it's close enough. Charleston, South Carolina. I guess it's 2 years ago now. There was this thing that went viral about a dog, poor little pit bull mix named Caitlin, an adorable little brown puppy, who was found with her muzzle taped completely shut with 9 loops of electrical tape.
Okay, all right.
Do you remember this?
No, this is the first time I've ever heard it. So what you're saying is there's a spot in South Carolina where a dog's nose has been taped shut. The muzzle has been taped shut.
Yes.
That's not a muzzle. Okay. With 9 bands of electrical tape.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was terrible.
How much tape does it take to tape a fucking dog's mouth shut?
Well, they don't.
What kind of dog is it?
It was a pit bull mix.
Pit bull mix,
Yeah.
which means like 4 rounds is overkill.
Well, yeah, they don't use 9 rounds on alligators when they tape alligator mouth shut. So
Right, you know what? That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Yeah. So
you're training this beast to need 9
Right.
rounds of goddamn electrical tape
this guy
around
was-
his fucking muzzle.
Right. This guy was just an asshole.
Okay,
I'm a dog
All
lover.
right, so the charges are
Right. So the charges are animal cruelty. But how it started for
Yeah,
Mr. William
please.
Leonard Dodson
God
was
let it be animal cruelty.
he got pulled over and arrested on a bunch of federal gun charges. And
Oh,
some
so
other
he's a
things.
shitbag.
Oh, he's an absolute shitbag.
Oh, and he's breeding dogs that he has to take the muzzle on.
And
I don't
so,
like this guy.
No, yeah, I'm not a fan of him myself.
I do appreciate the fact that I like to confiscate his weapons because I'm sure they're better than the ones I have.
Yeah.
But other than that, the dog shit is kind of on the bullshit
And
side.
so they kind of arrest this shithead on federal gun charges And when they're going,
They dig back and find
right. Well,
the
and then
dog.
when they go to his house to execute the search warrant at the
Sure,
house, they find the dog. The dog's tongue is sticking out through its front teeth. It's turned black. They end up having to right, and so they've had to cut a portion of the dog's tongue off. And this poor thing, and it's an adorable little dog. And anyway, so there's this huge outpouring, and the whole thing goes viral. Justice for Caitlin, all this stuff, and the dog gets its its health
Caitlin.
back. Caitlin.
The puppy's name's Caitlin.
Just like Jenner. That's right.
Oh,
But this one was always an actual woman.
Sweet.
And so anyway, so
I
this
just found
shitbag-
out this week that Caitlyn Jenner is the Woman of the Year for 2016, and I find that's just
You didn't know that?
I didn't care.
Well, yeah, I didn't care either, but I knew it.
Right.
There's plenty of shit I know that I don't care about. And so anyway, he's
Puppy's doing good?
Yep. So the dog's doing well. This is almost 2 years ago now, and so
How about the shit bag who put it in this situation? Let's go there.
The shitbag gets a mandatory 15-year minimum on the federal gun charge.
Good.
And then this morning, said shitbag was arraigned, or not arraigned, but was sentenced. Thank you, to another 5 years, which is the maximum for animal cruelty. And the judge, much like the judge here in Douglasville, said, "I wish I could give you more." The only reason,
But he had to bump the statute.
well, the only reason. If you
As
bump the
far as the
statute,
county goes,
if you bump the statute, all you're doing
you're
is
setting
setting
precedents.
Well, you're setting it up for appeal.
You're setting precedents, which means that once precedents is set, they have to appeal it, or they can say, "Hey, we're going to let it slide, and we'll just move the gauge up another year."
Maybe,
which is what happened in Douglas County.
Well,
actually.
we don't know if they're going to appeal that. And win.
The KKK is not going to bring up the amount of dollars it's going to take to appeal this in front of a fucking county judge in Douglas County.
So anyway,
it's not going to happen.
Back to poor Caitlin.
Now,
Caitlin is doing well. And
which Caitlin?
Caitlin the dog. I know which Caitlin now, right?
Well,
Caitlin the four-legged dog.
I'm kind of hot on one.
Caitlin the four-legged dog that had her mouth taped shut.
Yeah, that's the one I'm hot on.
She's doing well. Her former
good.
owner, the piece of shit that he is, has been sentenced to another 5 years, and I can only hope, gets a cellmate that gives him that same amount of respect and tapes his mouth shut.
This is like a gang leader. He's going to come out of this deal on top. He's going to sit up there comfortably in a jail cell and collect dollars that some people are going to have to phone in so that he can buy Fritos. I mean, this is the way the system works now. You don't get dollars and cents in prison. I mean, MS-13 is really the best thing they can negotiate is honey buns and coffee grounds. This is what they're making their birthday cakes out of. So,
coffee grounds.
Yeah,
nasty.
Hey,
Nasty.
The guards in this case, they seem to like to drop off some weed or some coke or crank or whatever they need every now and then.
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever gets you through the night.
Unfortunately, you're getting caught too. This shit is going to come to a crash and a halt. I mean, once you've got these people on lockdown, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to shut it down or you're complicit, and either way, it doesn't change anything. Whatever you do, it changes nothing. It changes absolutely fucking nothing. We're just putting people in cages. That's what we're doing.
I agree. Well, the prison system's been monetized too much. Most of it's outsourced and everything.
See, that's a disappointing thing.
Yeah.
If the government wants to get involved in anything, it should be the containment of their criminals.
Well, yes, I agree, but that's not. The government's not known for doing anything well. So why?
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything that I'm impressed with.
Right. So why would we expect that they can do that well? Same reason, the whole Obamacare thing.
I have this whole thing in the back of my mind about, human trafficking, shit like this, or murder, whatever. Gustavo Marquez, he's 19. He's got a tattoo on his face that says Holy Death. It's right here on his upper cheekbones, right up under his eyes.
I think somebody should put a bullet in one of them.
His buddy, Henry Sanchez, He's responsible for dropping off the bodies of a 15 and a 16-year-old.
What?
Yeah, just dropping them in a ditch. Shot him in the head twice, dropped him in a ditch. It's a gang hit, and the targets turned out to be the wrong individuals. They were not attached to the gang at all. Right? He just dropped two in the back of the brain, dropped them in a ditch in a fucking cornfield in South Carolina.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
See, people have no respect for anything, including
We
human
got
life,
these
obviously.
fucking Facebook live videos of rapes that are happening.
What?
Oh, you don't? Oh, really? You don't know?
Yeah, I don't follow a
Facebook
whole lot.
Live.
I mean, I know what Facebook Live is, but honestly, I don't. The friends that I have on Facebook are actual people I know.
We got a 15-year-old in Chirac, gang raped on Facebook Live.
Have they killed those fucking people that?
No, they're being completely ignored.
God damn it!
The dude, the special ed dude, his condition
They just need to
continues to deteriorate. He's 100%. What's the word I'm looking for? He's got to be tended to every second, every minute now because of the traumatic.
Yeah.
They beat this kid and
See,
they punched him, and he don't know why.
Of course, there's no excuse for this. We need to put fucking bullet in the brain base of every one of those sorry pieces of shit that were there, and get it over with. Like this is simple stuff here.
I don't know what it's going to take.
If they bring back public executions, I think a lot of this stuff would stop.
I still think it's simpler than that. I think you have to.
Well, we can't force parents to raise their children the way.
Well, no.
In a certain manner,
But
right?
we can make parents change their way of living by completely making them leave certain neighborhoods. Let me give you an example. I've hinted on this. I don't think I hinted on it. I think I made it completely clear. When you really want to change the way a neighborhood works, you bring a few backhoes and a few fire trucks, and you dig up the center of a street that you know has got like empty crack houses on all four corners, and you just dig up the street. You start by replacing water pipes, and then if it's a place worth saving, you take and pump it into high-rise houses. This is what they've done in Atlanta. This is one of the things that I do appreciate about Atlanta.
It's called regentrification.
Well, sure it is. Yes, you run out the scum. You replace the scum with people who actually, a group usually, that wants to take over a neighborhood and say, I want to be within walking distance of a coffee house and Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of areas in Atlanta are regentrified, and
East Atlanta, shout out.
They
Holla.
You're retarded.
Holla.
I figured you more for a midtown guy, maybe Bulldogs or
considering the way your voice
Amsterdam.
sounds, I wouldn't continue this. It sounds like you have been bruised in your larynx with some kind of bullet-shaped object, but that's not exactly.
You stayed up all night writing that one, didn't you?
Yes.
You've been waiting on that one. You've been waiting on that one. Not the only thing you've been waiting on from
larynx.
God, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
I figured you were the guy in assless chaps coming out of Amsterdam.
We had two incidents. The Rockville, Maryland rape case in the boys' bathroom. These two, this is going to bring the immigration issue to the forefront, without doubt. Gustavo Marquez, Henry Sanchez, they took a 15-year-old into the men's or the boys' restroom there at the high school and raped her. And she mustered up the energy to kind of go and report this incident, pointed the guys out. I mean, this is a serious deal.
Sure.
And it happened in a school. And then at the same time, you've got this whole 15-year-old girl that's being gang raped on Facebook. And I mean, it's like, what level of depravity do we really need to be at? Where do we need to be?
We need to be executing these motherfuckers publicly. You need to be able to walk up and put a bullet in the brain base of these pieces of shit. That's what we need to be doing. But there we are, off topic again, advocating murder and whatnot.
Hey, we got another one of these cases where we're in hold on, it's in Texas, where they grow them tall and hot. Lockhart.
Only two things come from Texas. I'm pretty sure.
Steers and queers.
And I'm pretty sure we know which one you are. Oh,
so disappointing.
You've been found out.
I've been called out. I ain't been found out yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you came out.
You like some forms of tube meat, I'm sure.
Maybe if you came out instead of being called out, we wouldn't have these problems. Anyway,
this chick's hot. She's molesting her 8th grade student. She gets. The thing about this is how creepy her mugshot is.
She was smiling. She was so proud. She was a cutie too. She was cute.
Yeah, she's everything you expect from a 26-year-old.
I can tell you, my teachers weren't under 40. Not a single one of them.
Well, the standards were lower in the 70s, which meant, they were. Unfortunately, I had to grow up with a lot of hippie teachers.
So you saw a lot of bush, and
that's basically all you had.
Uh-huh.
Yes, people who look like spend a lot of time in the commune.
Gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunate situations. I mean, growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, I mean, Reagan's just coming in. We have no war to fight. You know why? Because Carter killed them all, or
because Reagan fixed Carter's mistake in his first 12 hours.
Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's the way I took it.
Yeah, maybe not 12 hours, but it was.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
It was the first week.
By 83, shit had happened. Walls were coming down. Unfortunately, in this administration, walls are going up.
I don't think that's unfortunate.
I think it should be just selective. I mean, there's parts of this ruination, as far as the landscape goes, that don't necessarily need a wall.
Have you seen Mexico's wall at the Guatemala
I've
border?
seen what they do to fucking other high school students, dude. I know that there's garbage countries in this world, and I understand
now you're
the hierarchy of how Latin America sees everything. Please, as far as you go, never call a Cuban a Mexican.
They don't like that.
Yeah, don't ever call a Mexican a Guatemalan.
No, they don't like that.
Don't ever call a Mexican a Honduran. Don't never call a Honduran a Colombian. And don't ever call a Brazilian anything but a Brazilian. Because you talking about racism now, by God, the Hispanics, they've got it.
Oh, yeah.
They've cornered the fucking market.
I know.
And they want to dump them off all here.
Just the bad ones.
Well, yeah. Yes. Mario Boatlift. You Scarface fake bastards. Go back and understand what that was.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
Okay.
You're so young. And he's rubbing his eyes again, and he's going to blame this failure of a fucking show on me, unfortunately, too. But, as far as I'm concerned, just keep taking that bullet-shaped pill that's bruising your larynx and enjoy your life.
I'm rubbing my eyes because I'm highly allergic to cats.
Where are the cats?
Which I know you have here.
But yeah.
Right.
Or you're tired.
Not actually.
Don't blame all your fucking misery on me, dude. It's not going to work.
Asshole.
Hey,
you're very familiar with one-eyed things. I'm fully aware of it.
Well, when you're blind in one eye, everything has one eye. I'm looking at you directly, and I can't tell your forehead from your fucking nostrils. Are we moving on?
This may be the show that gets us fucking booted.
Yeah. You know what?
FCC may just...
Parliament got attacked in London.
That's a goddamn shame.
Here we go. You're going to sleep your way through this story,
I'm not tired, you fucking asshole.
I wish I had as many.
The closest
minutes
thing to
off as
pussy
you
you
have.
ever get is fucking making my eyes water. I'm allergic. I gotta take that.
Really? My fault. It turns out to be my fault again. Just work the soundboard, punk ass. Why don't you do that shit? Make me sound better.
Look, I can only make you sound
You want to sit
better.
here and call names, by God, make me sound better.
I can only make you sound better. I can't make you look any better. You still have a face for radio. This is where we're at.
Yes. Yeah. Where are we at as far as time goes? Because I'm about to break into something personal. Because this is about to get passionate. This is gonna cut deep.
I'm about tired of you getting passionate with other guys.
Just you, babe.
That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tired of you getting passionate with this guy.
What does that tell you? I mean, at least you're at some standard. I mean,
Look, catching
as
and
low
throwing-
as it may be.
And catching and throwing, you're still gay.
Yeah.
That was for you.
Well,
Timmy.
I'm trying to bail my way out.
You're trying to pound your way out. Anyway, yeah, we're more than halfway through the show.
Okay. Where are we at as far as this Justice Neil Gorsuch? Where's he at? Where are we at?
You know, the more I listen to him, the more I like him. He handles the liberals very well. He puts them in their place.
You know what he does? He kind of hides behind the statute of the law. I don't have to tell you a fucking thing.
But that's true.
I've just got to read it out of the book and determine it how I can.
That's all they're supposed to do.
You know, it seems real simple.
That's their fucking job. I'm not saying their job is
Stupid
simple.
as I am,
No,
I
I'm not
figured
saying
this out
yeah,
this week.
I'm not saying that it's an easy job. I'm not saying that. But that is literally their job.
Yeah.
Their job is not to
Interpret
make it,
what's written.
Interpret. That's
Yes.
it. Not make
We're
law.
not creating-
Interpret. No.
Absolutely. I don't even have an opinion about your question until it shows up in front of me with the case number.
Right. And my former rulings on things don't matter because each case is unique.
Well, certainly. He's in trouble for the truck driver deal. And do you know about this case?
I don't.
There's a snowstorm, ice storm. It's a hazardous situation. We've
Okay.
got a driver out there on the road. He's in the Chicago area.
Of course. Chirac.
He
Yep.
disconnects from his trailer because his trailer is stuck in some sort of a weathered hazard, ice or snow bank.
Okay.
He disconnects because he feels that his life is actually in danger if he sits there in that spot.
Okay, I can see
At the
that.
point where he disconnects from that trailer, he's breaking the law because he's responsible for getting that trailer to its destination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Gorsuch rules against the driver. Everybody else on the circuit rules for him.
Okay.
This is a case that they're holding against him as we speak right now.
But it doesn't
because they're
matter
like,
because ultimately
are you gonna rule for the company? Or are you gonna rule for the guy who felt like his life was in danger?
I heard him and Feinstein, whatever the hell her name is, going at it about something in that general thing. Are you going to rule for the big guy? And he starts naming off cases where he's ruled in both directions, where he's ruled for the company, and then he's other cases.
Oh, there's
where he's-
absolutely no doubt about this. Yes,
Right,
the
like-
guy is fair and centered down the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the gentleman that the Democrats brought up after Scalia was murdered.
I don't know.
That might get us kicked off.
My
opinion is that Scalia was murdered. He probably received a
needle in the neck.
I'm thinking it's between the toes, right? Feed it through the.
What was that article I sent you? Off topic.
Dude, shit. If that's true,
Vince
Foster. 1993, Vince Foster is a longtime associate of Hillary Clinton through the Rose Law Firm in Arkansas while Bill Clinton was a governor. There was some cases that passed through these two entities that were of question. The Whitewater land deal was one. Vince Foster was one of the guys who was instrumental in making sure that deal went through and that the Rose Law Firm gained notoriety and megabucks. So, Vince Foster, Hillary Clinton, they have this long-time relation. Now, I'm going to stick my neck out there, and I'm going to say that Vince Foster is actually the father of Chelsea Clinton, and put them up side by side and look at the facial features.
She's one of the ugliest women I have ever seen.
Wait till you see Vince Foster. Vince Foster is so ugly that somehow he was able to put 2 bullets through the same hole in the back of his head from an angle, and it ruled a suicide. This is what's happened.
Was he an actor?
An actor?
No, okay, White House counsel. I got you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was pulling up images.
Okay, do that.
Yeah, sorry.
And this dude, he's a Clintonite. He's true and blue until when Chelsea's born, and then all of a sudden, this dude needs to go away. He knows too much, and he's had too much Hillary pussy to.
What a terrible, terrible thought.
If you're the leader of the world, you must have at least good pussy. I'm thinking. Martha Stewart and Hillary Clinton have got to be the sexiest women in the world at some point, because what else do they have to offer the fucking world? They can cook, and one's a fraud.
Like Oprah?
Yeah.
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 Stedman must be,
He's,
hung like a fucking mule or some shit. I don't know.
I think he's hot.
You would.
I hadn't seen a picture of him in 10 years, but 10 years ago, this was a solid dude. He was every bit of a live playlist actor that I've ever seen. He spent time on Broadway.
You're getting way too excited over there. I could actually hear your heart on
you
slap
should
the
probably
table.
be able to smell the endorphins. Yes, but this is, this Vincent Foster case, the good thing about it is that now that the case has been reopened and the forensic, let's go back to the beginning. Vince Foster is found dead.
By suicide.
By suicide. Headshot. Buried. Done.
Oh, that's his kid. Oh, no fucking doubt.
Oh, really? Have you pulled it up?
I'm looking at the side-by-sides. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yes. There's no doubt that Vince Foster is Chelsea Clinton's father. In my mind.
No, I'm with you there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I like being right sometime.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
Yeah. But seriously.
The only right you normally get is taking it right in the ass.
This Arkansas inbreed goes back to a lot of assassinations. Dropping heroin, cocaine, marijuana on fucking airports in Arkansas while Bill Clinton is the governor. And having the Rose Law Firm cover these. It goes so deep.
Sure.
Right? And Vince Foster, as it turns out, Mr. Comey with the FBI says he's going to, now that this autopsy has been performed and it's changed from suicide to homicide, he's going to spend no quarry answering these questions, which basically mean that Hillary got away with murder again.
Yeah, didn't they kill off a bunch of people during the early stages of her
the number is
campaign?
63 as far as I've confirmed that are attached to the Hillary or the Clinton situation. 63 fucking homicides.
Most people would be proud and honored to be associated with any presidential.
That puts them in a serial killer mode as far as I'm concerned.
That's one of the most prolific serial killers ever, then, if that's the case.
They're good at it.
We are going to get shut the fuck down.
Not
or you're going to end up dead.
Well, how many years have I got left anyway? We'll just go ahead and tell it.
You'll end up with a needle in the neck instead of a dick in the ass.
Wouldn't it be a shame if you had a dick and ass with a needle in it? That would be fucking humiliating.
You sound way too excited about that.
Well, I've studied this. I know what a Taiwanese
girl
man
boy
boy is.
Man boy,
I get it.
Yeah.
They're all shaped the same.
That sounds how very
This
ISIS
is
of you.
some serious shit. Dude.
Did you see that ISIS
If this-
glory hole thing? I said?
Yeah, the one I liked is the guy who got run down in the city street by the sheep. That was
Oh, it was
fucking
fucking
amazing.
hilarious too. That was good times.
That was amazing.
We are 300 and sorry, this is off topic too.
Go ahead.
We are
No.
333% currently of February's downloads.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
We're doing all right.
333.
You know what, man? I really need to get involved in as far as the communication goes between us and anybody who would actually, other than Facebook. I like sending out mails. I like arguing with people. I mean, the worst that'll happen, I seriously doubt I'll get my feelings hurt. You know, since everything that I ever say is a fucking. I consider myself a comedian now. I don't have a life. I just make these stories up as I go, and it's like, hey, you can't charge me with shit. Let's go. How much time we got left? Me and producer Ann went to Walmart last night. Let me tell
this
you,
is funny.
dude, I had the best time. We go shopping. We've got a set budget. We grab our budget. We had a few extras in the buggy, and we're the second person in the
goddamn
back.
shopping cart, you fucking hillbilly.
Yes. What did I do? What'd I say?
Buggy.
Buggy. Yeah, it was a buggy.
It's a fucking shopping cart. To the rest of the world, you inbred
The
hillbilly.
only people who would be offended by that are people who are used to riding around in them in goddamn Pennsylvania. Fuck you. Shut up, you buggy driving motherfucker. Shut up. There are
That's a
buggies
buggy.
down here too.
At least that's a real buggy.
All right, the poles that sit on the side of the road on the way down the highway, what do they call?
The what?
That have the wires on them that supply.
Telephone pole? Electrical pole?
You're fucking wrong. Telephone doesn't have a fucking pole, you goddamn moron. There are power lines.
I said electrical. The telephone pole or electrical pole, depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're from
lower?
Pennsylvania. Look. Just let's drop it at that. You're gay from Pennsylvania, and you're
I'm Amish from Pennsylvania.
There you. That's what I meant. Amish
and gay, they're
homo.
not.
I don't
not
see the fucking difference.
interchangeable.
You know, Uncle Cletus still fucks cousin Yona.
Look, my parents, unlike yours, my parents were not related before they got married, okay?
My parents came from different state lines, which means that they probably had no blood contact either, which may mean that I have cleaner blood than you do, fuck
Not
stain.
likely. Go ahead. Move on. Let's get this over with.
We go to Kmart. I know, fucking Walmart. Kmart's closing.
All of them. Sears is dying.
That's a shame.
They are doomed.
Because you know what? In my childhood, the high point of the year was actually receiving the Christmas wish list magazine. It's amazing that they did what they did for as long as they did, because they would send out a basically a telephone book of the items that they sold. And if you were a kid, you sitting there on the toilet taking a good morning shit, and you're looking at the toys in the Sears catalog, dude, they had it all. The Hot Wheels, the Barbies, the damn, I mean, from toddler, and you sit there and flip through and circle everything. And then if you're a normal kid, you'd get one of the things that you got circled. But it didn't happen often, but it was still fun just receiving that magazine. And you'd look at it through April. By that point, you've already got everything memorized, from negligees to racetracks.
I always looked at the Craftsman tool section, and that was about it.
You probably looked at the men's underwear section. Did you ever see that picture where the dude let his nut hang out? Probably not. You were probably too young for that. But it did happen. It was kind of like a prank. And
was that the turning point in your life?
It had an impact.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
It
Had your own little blue lights.
Once you see it, you either tell your friends about it or you keep it to yourself.
Yeah, there are some things I can't unsee that I've seen recently, like you in a fucking bra.
That is disturbing.
Yeah, and the blonde wig.
I think if I'd have straightened my wig up a little bit and I'd made myself look cuter, as opposed to just being like the drunk at the corner, I probably could have pulled that look off, and you might not have known who I was. Producer Ann's pretty good at jewelry and makeup, and I think she has the ability to make me look good, either as a male or a female, or not. So think about that for a while.
Or not as either one.
Or she has no ability whatsoever. I'm just fucked up.
Okay.
I just say it. One of the two is bound to happen.
Way off topic. Anyway.
Topic. Hey, it's.
Oh, so you were at Kmart getting your own little special blue light special going on behind the
Oh,
dumpster.
dude, they shut the damn lane down, and they said, there's two, there's me and producer Ann, and there's another group in front of us, and then he comes up there first time, he says, yeah, we're gonna close this, and then next time, you got to go to self checkout, dude. I went into a fucking fever. I was like, really? I had to go do my own shopping. Now I've got to check myself out while I'm under video surveillance where they're looking up from the ground through my crotch. And I've got to check myself out. You shit on your employees to the point to where you would rather have everybody check themselves out so that Habersham Counter can sit out there and say, you made a mistake during the ring up or not. Well, I was in fucking fear, dude. I was like, I don't like this. There's a reason why I like to go to a human, and it's because I like to see a smile, or I like to try to interact with a human being.
But you're going to Walmart. You're not getting a smile or a human being, really.
So the best thing to do is just ring it up and get the fuck out of there.
That's what I do. I go to the places that have self-checkout, so I don't have to deal with...
Well, I leave a show on the camera for everybody to look at, because when I'm shooting them birds and I'm throwing fuck you signs and I'm looking straight into the camera as I'm putting my credit card in and I'm going, fuck you. I just want Walmart to know that this is how I feel about this situation.
I think I'm going to take that and isolate it and add it in random spots.
Yeah.
We're just going along. Fuck
you. There you go. Yeah. I didn't give a damn, and me and the producer here, we had a good time.
This podcast is rated R.
We drove home in fucking tears. I think 30 minutes after we snuggled up, we were still giggling, right? You can speak. You're not. You can. Producer Ann's a little shy. She likes to
fatten me up every freaking week.
She's got the ability to feed folks. Absolutely. She hadn't figured out this soundboard either, but
I'm getting better every time.
Yeah. Unless we throw in a guest, and then we
had some technical difficulties with the guest.
I missed you completely, dude. There was a few cracks that you throwed in there, and I was like, oh, dude, I wish we'd have pumped up the volume there. We're going to figure this fucking thing out, dude. We're at episode 10 total. Yep. This is week 9. As far as I can tell, Trump is a goddamn failure. He's everything that I've come up to figure out. He's an egotistical, goddamn psychopathic maniac.
But don't you have to be president? Haven't we talked about this?
Yeah, he's everything that I've come to expect in a loudmouth. I mean, he's 70 years old. He's had his way for 70 years. Nobody's ever told him no. He got smacked down today on this healthcare deal. And as far as that goes, I still got to go back to the fact that I didn't spend anybody's money. And when I do my taxes this year, I'm going to be penalized for it. I'm going to pay into a system that I did not use.
But maybe not.
How not? They set the rate.
You can get an exemption.
For what?
For not making a certain amount of money. Like, you only have to pay in if you made a certain amount of money.
So I'm broke and I didn't go to the doctor. So I should verify the fact that I don't make nothing to the government on a entitlement that I did not use.
Yes.
That makes perfect fucking sense.
Look, you pay the fucking fine and shut up about it then. I'm trying to tell you how you might be able to get out of it.
All right, we're going to have to do this all because, dude, this shit pisses me off. I'm almost at my birthday. April 15th is climbing on, and I'm going to wait till the very last minute to file because I know I'm going to be penalized for being poor without insurance. Now, tell me that ain't a goddamn bitch.
It is.
And then we vote today on a version of the same thing that just removes the word Obama. That's all it did.
Yeah, it was a little
weak.
It was a little weak.
It was weak.
It was a little weak.
It was extremely weak. Yes, it was a kick in the teeth to the Trumpster.
He doesn't like being told.
The dude should be humiliated. He got fucking thumped. He kept pushing, and he should have did the taxes first. He should have worked out the taxes.
I don't think he's going to do any of it. I think he let it fail.
Yeah, he got shut down today.
No, I think he's
a fucking failure from this day forward.
I think he let it fail, and I'll tell you why. I think because there's been so much talk.
Because it was a shitty plan to start with?
Because it was a shitty plan to start with. And it was the way it was supposed to scale up. It's supposed to get worse and more, it's going to
more unstable,
more unstable.
Here's the fun thing about this.
I think he's going to let it implode.
Yes, he is. Yes.
I think that was always his plan.
That's a benefit to who?
I didn't say it was a benefit to who. I just said that's
not to me.
It's
because I didn't put into it one way or the other.
It's an
I'm
ego
still
thing.
going to be penalized by it.
It's an ego
thing. And because I've waited so long to do my taxes, I'm going to get hit harder.
But see,
because
here's
the debt is so much bigger now than it was when I should have fucking filed.
But here's the thing.
This pisses me off, dude. This is big shit.
I know, but here's the thing. Because you didn't have enough information to make a proper decision.
Yeah, I can't read 2,800 pages.
I'm not suggesting you read 2,800 pages, but because
that's what Obamacare is. That's what they shoved down my fucking throat.
I'm not suggesting you read 2,800 pages. What I'm suggesting is simply that they've not done a very good job.
I could file as an independent country. I didn't require your goddamn services. I didn't ask for none of them. I didn't receive any of them.
You could say it was...
Or I get fucked there, too.
You could say healthcare is against your religion. You could try that.
Oh, wow. Oh, damn, dude. Oh, yeah, you know what? You know the guaranteed way to be a billionaire is to create your own religion. I'm gonna start my religion. I mean, it worked for Scientology.
Yeah, Ron Hubbard
was a fucking brilliant individual.
Yeah,
he didn't expect Scientology to outlive him, but as it turns out, it did.
Hey, man, if I could start a church, bro, you don't even know. That's...
Well, how about the Church of the Bruised Tonsils? Or something else. I mean, you could change it to
if you were only funny. If you were only funny, that might have been good.
If you were only smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my downfall. About the dumbest thing I do on a weekly basis is sitting here with your retarded
exactly. Ass. Sometimes you got to have somebody keep up with you.
Uh-huh.
Kind of keep you in check, you know. Unfortunately, as it turns out, everybody I have checked, they've left me, which is why I have no friends left. That's why when you call time out to the goddamn podcast, I'm just going to say, well, I crossed that line. I'm here again.
Fortunately, our listener base is going to get to the point where I won't be able to call time out.
Yeah.
Because I love money far more than anything else in this world.
There you go.
Certainly more than you.
Yeah. I get no money, by the way. I just do this for fun.
Keep it all.
He's cornered the market as far as
happy miser.
Yeah. He's gonna keep me a fucking puto blanco as far as he goddamn can.
Hey, but man, there'll be frozen
Speaking
pizzas
of that,
and
you know who Patreon
for you.
is? I think that there's a Patreon. There's a Patreon donation.
Tells it.
It's a place where they our dozen of listeners can donate $1, and it goes toward the expense that you're currently incurring.
Well, I appreciate that.
Patreon, look into it, dude. I mean, it's a real thing. Some of my favorite podcasts are kind of funded on the backside by Patreon.
Soon enough, we will have advertisers, and soon enough, we will have our own Puto and G, Cinch Trump, whatever related merchandise.
You think?
Yes, because I'm already working on it. So
Is the new drawing fatter?
not yet, but yeah, that's part of the process. Yes, it's going to be. We've passed that information
We
on.
got to do something. We got to regulate this somehow, dude. We either got to stick with what we got because it's what we know, and I'm leaning that direction. Seriously.
I don't understand what you're saying.
The cover photo that we currently have. I mean, that's
ours. Well, that's
Do
free
we really
license.
want to change that, or were you talking about putting the new artwork?
Well, we don't have to use the new artwork. We can keep the artwork that
Keep
we
it
have.
in the file.
Yeah.
Put it in the file. Fatten it up though, because
we're
Trump's a
working on
fat boy, and we need to supersize his goddamn head because of his ego, megalomaniac. Fucking, I wish I could get on the Trump train, dude.
It's a job requirement.
Having a huge head.
No, the egomaniac thing.
It's really not, because
we're
following the follower who followed the follower who's put us where we are.
What are you talking
It's about
about?
time we start making some goddamn noise, dude.
You can't be president without a massive ego.
You're right. Well, I mean,
And that goes for
if
Obama.
you're going to replace Saddam Hussein, you don't replace him with another
and that goes
egomaniac.
for Bush, 43 and 41, and that goes for Clinton. You can't fucking
These guys didn't have a ego
Sure they
like
did.
this son of a bitch.
It's just a different way, but it's still a massive ego.
Well, he got smacked down today. His head may be. Remember in Beetlejuice that when Gina Davis is sitting next to the guy who's had his head shrunk in Africa? Yeah, that son of a bitch. He don't sleep but about 2 hours a night. I don't think he sleeps that much tonight. He got smacked today. He tried to force some shit, and he didn't really realize how bad that son of a bitch is fucking hated.
Now he realizes what political clout really is, and how much,
and he don't have none,
and how much political capital you need to get shit done, and he doesn't have it.
You talk good, dude, and I love your speeches, and I love to get jacked up behind the whole patriotic
he loves
thing.
to get jacked off behind the freaking 7-Eleven.
We need a sound effects guy to kind of hold on to that. But yeah, this dude got smacked down today, and it's about 10 weeks in, and it's kind of scary.
It is 10 weeks in. It's not about. It is
10 weeks in.
This is week 9 of the show plus the inauguration, and so yeah, this is the 10th.
I hate the inauguration show.
Why?
Well, because I'm trying to create enemies out of everybody just so I can kind of create a radio persona. It's basically what I did with that show. It took me a lot of effort to create that aggravation.
You're aggravated enough for me on a daily basis. I don't know where you think you had to dig deep for aggravation.
Yeah. Well, then there's that. How about close this thing out? Let everybody know where they can find us.
Since Trump.libsyn.com. We are on Twitter. Real Since Trump is the Twitter handle there. We are on Facebook.com/Since Trump. putoandg@gmail.com. We are working on things, folks. We are trying to make this better. Every show we're trying to improve things.
I wish you could see the amount of notes that I did not get to tonight that I had major passion over.
There was very minimal note shuffling going on over here, so that was good.
Check this out. I'm headed to work the other afternoon, right? I've got I'm in a line behind about 7 cars. We're doing 70 miles an hour. We're running up on some fucking Easter egg blue Prius bullshit that's in the fast lane, right? Running 68 miles an hour, and the whole line of cars that I'm in is at 75. So the first car passes, they stay in the fast lane. They're just cruising in the fast lane. Then the second car passes, the third car passes. The fourth car is like this great big old white diesel work truck, right? Yeah. He comes rolling by. As soon as he clears her bumper, he gets right in front of her bumper. ties her up, slows her down, hits his brakes, rolls coal on her windshield.
Oh, yeah.
And has the blinker on that says, "Get the fuck over." As me and 3 other cars are just rolling past, and I look over and I'm like, "You're 68 years worth of fucking nothing. Get out of the goddamn fast lane." That
awesome.
shit was fun.
I wish I could have seen that. I love it when they do that.
I wish I could have recorded it. It's one of them moments. I had to catch up with the dude. I had to get up to like 92. Once he rolled coal on her, I was like, I got to catch up and give this guy the thumbs up, right?
Yeah.
And fuck, all of a sudden he's like, wow, and he's gone. He's trying to beat 85 traffic. And I was like, fuck, I pushed my widow wagon to the goddamn limit to get up so I could throw him a goddamn thumbs up. It was fun as fuck.
Fuck, that's the funniest thing you said all fucking night. That's the only funny thing you've said all night, actually.
There you go.
All right, folks, we appreciate your joining us. We are going to wrap this thing up. Tune in next week for episode 10 of Since Trump.
Which would be week 11.
Episode 11, week 10. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So this is one of those things of a learning curve, and we've learned that, well, maybe that wasn't the best. Maybe it should have been week 1, the inauguration, and then week 2, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All right. So,
yeah, we'll be all right.
We're learning. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you next week.
Love you.